Ladies and gentlemen, Garfield and friends.
We're ready to party!
We're ready to party, we're ready.
I hope you bring lots of spaghetti.
I'm scared. Come on in, come to the place where fun never ends. Come on in, it's time to party with Garfield and friends. Dancing,
Fiesta!
romancing,
Siesta!
samba,
La Bamba! Ay caramba!
disguises,
Surprises!
surprises,
And pies of
and pies of
all sizes!
Come on in, come to the place where fun never ends. Come on in, it's time to party with Garfield and friends. Come on in, it's time to party with Garfield and friends. Garfield and friends.
In a moment, I'll wave my finger and the music will stop.
Hey, Garfield, do you notice anything different about me?
This is just a wild stab in the dark, but could it be the clown face I put on you while you were asleep?
I got a new shirt.
Guess I'm not very observant.
Tonight on Wanted Bad Guys, we attempt to track down another dastardly, dishonest, dangerous criminal.
I'm waiting for him to go after the guy who edits movies for television. Un momento.
My pie is all done. This is one pie Garfield's not going to get. He doesn't even know I'm baking it. He doesn't even... No, absolutely not. Do you know what the word no means?
Not as far as it relates to pie, I don't.
This pie is for the charity bake sale. If you eat this pie, you are stealing.
Stealing? Isn't that a little harsh? We're talking pie eating here, not bank robbery.
I'm going to put this pie right here and trust you not to steal it. If you have a shred of honesty in you, you will leave that pie alone.
Boy, the way he talks, you'd think I was some evil criminal or something. Have I no sense of decency? Have I no code of ethics? Have I no piece of pie? No, I can't do it. I can't embark on a life of crime like this. Wonder what kind of pie it is, though. Maybe blueberry? Apple? I bet it's apple. Or poison. Life of crime. Life of crime. Life of crime.
Tonight, the story of another dangerous criminal on Wanted Bad Guys. Each week, we tell you about dangerous criminals like Benny the Staple Remover Fassbinder, wanted for robbery, extortion, and doing the Pennsylvania polka in Rhode Island. Or No-Nose Cheeseblatt, wanted for burglary, stealing the Klopman diamond, and using a small child for a bookmark. Tonight, the most dangerous criminal ever featured on the show, the Sonia Fingers Garfield.
I still can't understand it. I gave him everything, a nice home, enough food to feed Colorado for a year.
Yeah, he used to annoy me when I was delivering the mail. Last year, for instance, he poured a tube of super-hold glue into my pouch.
Did you ever get things unstuck?
We're working on it.
How did it happen? How could an ordinary feline go so wrong? It all began in this house. We will recreate for you the dramatic events that led to a life of crime for Garfield Cat. Like most criminals, Garfield started small. Overdue library books, stepping on cracks, and calling information for numbers he could just as easily have looked up himself. Then one day, he turned to pies. That was the turning point. From there, it was on to cakes, and a short leap to donuts, crullers, bagels, oatmeal cookies, and worst of all, prune Danish.
It happened so suddenly. One day he was my cat. The next day, they had him on the 10 most wanted list.
The police? The FBI?
The National Association of Bakers.
Soon, even baked goods weren't. As I was saying, soon even baked goods weren't enough for him. He turned to other forms of crime. He stole a kiss. He stole third base. He stole the spotlight. He even stole a fleeting glance. Soon, the chief of police made an announcement.
I've assembled a special task force. They will not rest until this arch criminal is apprehended.
Any truth to the rumor that he's been stealing pants?
Absolutely and totally untrue. That's all, gentlemen.
The stories about him stealing pants, I'm convinced those are totally, completely untrue.
And why is that?
You can't eat pants.
Thank you, Mr. Arbuckle.
You're welcome.
With the city racked by the crime wave, the police dispatched a special task force. 15 trained investigators, each disguised as a 6-foot lasagna. In no time at all, he took the bait. And so, the criminal career of Garfield Cat came to an end.
Whoever thought I'd be betrayed by lasagna?
He was found guilty of pie stealing, pants robbery, and attempting to devour an undercover police officer. And he was sentenced to a whole mess of years in prison.
I hope this isn't one of those places that just serves you bread and water.
But it was worse than that. Because in this prison, the only thing they ever served the inmates was...
Raisins! Get me out of here! This is cruel and unusual punishment! I'm sorry, I'll never do it again! I'm sorry! I'm sorry. I'll never steal anything ever again. Oh, it was just another one of those low-budget dream sequences we do. But where's John's pie? I gotta get this pie back before I end up on the 10 most wanted list.
He took the pie. I can't believe he... Garfield, you didn't steal it. That's wonderful. I misjudged you.
That's okay. I misjudged me too.
I was so sure you'd take it that I made 2 pies. You can have that one as a reward for your honesty.
How do you like that? Being honest paid off. Now I get to find out what kind of pie this is. It's a raisin pie.
How about that? Maybe Garfield isn't as devilish as I thought. Then again...
All finished, Booker. Yeah, our first snowman. Oh, I love doing that. What do we do now, Booker? We build another one, only bigger and better this time. Well, it was bigger, and it certainly was better.
I found a whole bunch of old books stored in the old barn.
Help! Help! Pizza with anchovies! Orson, is something amiss?
Yes, something is amiss! Hey, look at this! A book of old laws for the farmyard. Perfect! And I know what else we need.
You gonna put your friends in jail, Orson?
Of course not. It's just there to remind everyone that we have laws.
A lot of laws here, Ors.
Well, you can be my deputy while I go on my hike through the forest.
Can I wear a badge?
I don't have a badge.
I do. Deputy Roy, reporting for duty, sir.
Just keep the peace while I'm away.
Yes, I shall be the peacekeeper who keeps the peace. Or maybe even the whole thing.
I am a legal eagle. It makes my heart beat quicken to know an illegal beagle will soon be terror-stricken. I am the cop who will
get the drop on any thieving criminal twerp. I look near and far cause I wear a star, an agricultural wire. I am the law, I'm quick on the draw. If you're guilty, you better confess. No need to yammer, you're in the slammer. I'm a barnyard Elliot Ness. I am a legal eagle. I know you're wonder-stricken that I'm a legal eagle, even though I'm just a chicken. I must uphold the law.
What do you mean I disagreed with you? I never disagree with you.
Okay, like, have it your way. You don't disagree with me.
That's not true and you know it.
All right, whatever you say.
What do you mean, whatever I say? Who says I'm right?
I do.
Yeah, what do you know?
Halt! Cease and desist. Arguing like that is a 708. You are guilty of 8 counts of public disagreement.
We are not!
9 counts of public disagreement. Now, are you going to come quietly?
Come on, sis. The rooster's like flipped his beak, man.
Lawbreakers! You cannot escape from the long wing of the law!
We need a place to hide!
Like we're hung out to dry, sis.
Now, how can I catch 2 sheep? I know. I am Little Bo Peep and I have lost my sheep. Wagging their tails behind them.
You're gonna be fondue, worm!
Aha! A 927. Worm hunting out of season.
Ha! Gotcha!
Ha! Gotcha! Giggling at an officer of the law. That's an 828, worm.
Why, you lucky swan.
Not saying naughty words in worm talk. That's a 699. Disco dancing on a Tuesday. That's a 414.
Oh, fret. Oh, anxiety attack. I have to get Orson back.
Hello? Hello, I'd like to make a duck-to-pig call to Orson Pig.
Orson Pig. Orson Pig. Please pick up the white courtesy tin can.
This is Orson Pig.
Orson, Roy's arresting everybody. He's gone batch happy and he's throwing everybody in the slammer.
Having a pig paged in the pine trees. That's an 808. Doing double take without a permit. That's a 593.
Hello? Hello, operator? Oh, I better get back there.
Rooster with a badge.
Hey, there's a 9-mile-per-hour speed limit passing a hog waller. Exceeding legal maximum occupancy of a scarecrow. That's a 240. Impersonating a Hubbard squash. That's a 666.
I give up. Take me in, lock me up, and throw away the key.
Like Pig returning.
Orson, help! Do something!
All right.
In you go, criminal.
Roy, you've arrested everyone.
Just doing my job.
Orson will do it. Orson will get us out of here, man.
You really think so, Bo?
No.
Breathing on a deputy's feathers. That's a 588, Orson.
Roy, you can't lock us all up.
Orson, do something.
Don't worry, I've got an idea. Oh, Roy, a word with you. Could I see the rule book?
Here, jailbird.
Oh, here it is. Putting ketchup on a peanut butter sandwich, that's a 617.
Oh, no.
Littering farmyard with stale lunch, that's a 938.
Uh-oh.
Use of a dustpan without a license, that's a 707.
I'm a criminal, too.
That'll show him, Orson.
Yeah, now maybe he'll learn not to enforce dopey laws.
Right!
I have arrested myself.
Roy, who's gonna let us out?
Hey, like this book of old laws? It expired in 1889, man.
That book is over 100 years old. Who started all this anyway?
Oh, that's right.
Well, let's get rid of this.
And hope that someone comes by to let us out. Anyone.
Orson, throwing a book out like that is a 287.
Roy, shut up!
Sorry.
Odie! Odie?
Well, howdy there, ma'am. You know, some gals might consider a guy like me to be a real catch.
Now that you mention it, you do look a bit like a rainbow trout.
Gee, I...
Well, I'm happier than a rattlesnake in a prairie dog town to see you back here at the ranch, Johnny boy.
Cactus Jake?
I'm hungrier than a rattlesnake in a prairie dog town. Whatever that means.
Well, it's my old pal Garfunkel. You gotta watch out for them cactuses.
I didn't get acupuncture.
Cactus Jake? How did you get the name Cactus Jake?
Well, funny you should ask that, Johnny. Old Gargamel here just reminded me of how come my family carries a nickname of Cactus.
Uh-oh. I feel a flashback coming on, folks.
Let me tell you the story.
This would be a good time to go to the kitchen for more cornflakes.
You see, it all started with my grandpappy, Cactus Jack. Only he was just plain old Jack then. You've heard of the James Gang, the Wild Bunch, you know, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, and places along the Outlaw Trail like Hole in the Wall and Robber's Roost? Well, Grandpa Jack was the sheriff of a little town near that old outlaw trail, and his deputy was a feline drifter known only as the Lasagna Kid. His job was to keep the peace in the territory's varmint population.
Easy, boy. Just my luck to have the only horse in the West that's allergic to cats.
Nobody knew where the kid come from, but everybody that knew him knew to stay clear of him.
Hey, who let that cat in here?
As for those that didn't, they learned a hard lesson real fast.
Make your play, stranger.
Fastest flatware in the West. That was a Lasagna Kid, yes sirree.
I didn't mean nothing, honest. I apologize, Mr. Deputy, sir.
The kid was touchy, all right. There was only one woman who knew the way to his heart.
Howdy, Deputy.
Howdy, Miss Kitty.
Mighty fancy eating there, kid. Must be tough being the fastest eater in the West.
Well, you know how it is. There's always some young punk fork slinger waiting to challenge you.
Well, how about showing me some more of that spoon play?
If and you like, ma'am.
It must be love.
Then came that fateful day when the three orneriest crooks in the county come to town. The Lefkowitz brothers. What in the name of Gene Autry is going on?
Jerry, the Short Branch Cafe's just been held up and they've gone and took Miss Kitty, too.
Grandpa Jack and the kid spoke nary a word to each other about it.
Okay, who's the wise guy who moved my horse?
They headed out of town after the outlaws. Their destination? The famed varmint-infested and pretty near impregnable outlaw hideout known as Robber's Roost. It was possible to lose yourself for months in that there maze of ridge routes. Luckily, the Lasagna Kid's horse could smell the cat hair from Miss Kitty to point the way. It was tough going. One false step and, well, I don't have to tell you. You boys give yourself up in the name of the law. It looked like Grandpa Jack had bitten off a mite more than he could chew. That's when old Lady Luck intervened. Whoa! Ouch! Oh! Oh! Ow!
You rescued me, kid. How can I show my appreciation?
Oh, maybe some more of that there lasagna.
They took Miss Kitty back to the Short Branch Cafe. As for Grandpa Jack, he stopped off at the town doctor. Seems he's gotten a little behind in his work. Ouch! Ooh! Oh, ain't you through yet, Doc? Ouch! It hurts!
From now on, I think we should call you Sheriff Cactus Jack.
So that's how come you're Cactus Jake, huh, Cactus Jake?
Yeah, that's right, partner. Hey, there's nothing beats a taste of Western-style barbecued ribs.
Cactus schmactus, I'm still the fastest flatware in the West.